It's Monday, May 31, and this is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. So glad you could join us. It's mere hours before the start of this year's hurricane season, and the Barbados-based Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency is urging regional countries to be fully prepared for the next 6 months, and in the case of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the La Soufrière volcano. While meteorologists have predicted that the season is expected to be an above normal one, CDEMA's acting executive director Elizabeth Riley says Caribbean countries must still be prepared.
I, however, want to reiterate that it only takes one event to make an impact, so hurricane preparedness is critical every year, regardless of how much activity is forecast. And I invite you to visit the CDEMA website at www.cdema.org for general guidance on hurricane preparedness.
She noted that the COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in thousands of people in the Caribbean being infected since last March and urged citizens to follow health protocols to keep the virus at bay.
CARFA reports that the risk of further cases occurring in the Caribbean remains high due to ongoing community spread and the presence of COVID-19 variants, which are of international concern in the region. Therefore, we fully understand that active surveillance, testing, and COVID-19 prevention and control measures, including physical distancing, hand hygiene, and wearing of masks, should be maintained to interrupt viral transmission and reduce mortality associated with the virus. Individuals and communities must therefore continue to adhere to COVID-19 protocols in the face of hurricane threats, especially if public sheltering is required.
The Caribbean Export Development Agency and the Caribbean Development Bank, in collaboration with the European Union, have entered a partnership to support regional small businesses with financial assistance to help businesses retool and preserve jobs. Director of Projects at the CDB, Daniel Bess, says the bank will fund a grant facility via a technical assistance program to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 and provide ongoing capacity building through e-learning.
This project aims to improve the resilience of exporting and export-ready MSMEs to external shocks by increasing their operational and technical capacity. In this regard, MSMEs participating in this program will improve their chances of survival and recovery post-COVID-19. It is important to note that this project is aligned with CDB's strategic objectives of building economic resilience and its corporate priorities of promoting private sector operations, MSME development and competitiveness within priority sectors and subsectors in our board member countries.
In other news, no new positive cases of COVID-19 were recorded on Sunday from the 327 tests conducted by the Best of Santos Public Health Laboratory. 37 people are in isolation. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases is 4,017. The death toll from the virus is 47. The Public Health Lab has to date carried out 170,473 tests. Health officials have vaccinated 78,245 people as part of the national vaccination program. Of these, 60,553 persons have received both doses of the COVID-19 vaccine.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news in Guyana, more rain is expected over the next 3 days, and the Civil Defense Commission is assuring citizens in already waterlogged communities that it is ready to respond.
Some instances the water receded, particularly in Region 4, most water receded. Region 3, all the water would have receded. In Region 10, particularly Kukwani area, there have been some amount of increase in water. And I'm getting some reports now in Region 7, the water is increasing, and also in Region 3. What we have done so far is continue to work with the regions. They've been sharing information with us. and we've been sending relief supplies to them. To date, we have distributed and sent out over 15,000 hampers, which include about 7,000 cleaning hampers and about 8,000 in food hampers.
On the international front, China announced on Monday that married couples may have up to 3 children. Libby Hogan of Reuters Television tells us more.
In a major policy shift, China on Monday said it will now allow married couples to have 3 children, up from its existing limit of 2. This comes off the back of the country recording a dramatic decline in births. The change was approved during a Politburo meeting chaired by President Xi Jinping. The official news agency Xinhua reported. Earlier this month, China's once-in-a-decade census showed that the population grew at its slowest rate during the last decade since the 1950s. In a poll online with the hashtag #AreYouReady for the 3-child policy, about 29,000 of 31,000 respondents said they would never think of it, while the remainder chose the options ranging from "I'm ready and very eager to do so" to "I'm hesitating and there's a lot to consider." That poll on Shenhua's Weibo account was later removed. Reactions to the announcement were also mixed.
If there are conditions, then we'd have more kids. Nowadays, young people have to buy a house, and this amount of pressure is already huge. And then you have to consider the cost of education. I think this sort of policy will be difficult to implement.
China abolished its decades-old one-child policy in 2016 and began allowing couples to have up to 2 children.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.